Okay. So for recommend is what you give somebody else. You tell your friend, hey, you should watch this movie because. So what would you tell your friend about this movie? Like, why should they watch it?
Yeah, because it tell me how to become a brave man. And
This movie will show you how to be a brave man.
A person who truly trusts you will really give you the benefit of the doubt. Yes. Benefit of the doubt. Yes, definitely. You need to understand him, and he need to trust you. So trust come to two sides.
This is very important for, I think, long-term relationships. Like giving people the positive benefit of the doubt. It's like if I send you a message and you don't respond to that message, I'm more likely to say, oh, maybe they were just busy with work or something, or they forgot to respond, or, blah, blah, blah. But if I have less trust in you, I might think, oh, they're ignoring me. They did this on purpose because they're trying to hurt my feelings, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I think it's important in general to give people the benefit of the doubt and be patient and understanding with them. Yeah. All right. So we are on this last part right here. Say it to me one more time and just say it completely.
I like video games because it's fun. My favorite game is Aggie My favorite characters is Blue Egg.
Okay. All right, kid, you did great class today. Great class. All right, guys, so you just seen a clip of me living this overseas English teacher lifestyle. And maybe you guys been hearing some rumors around the internet, right? Seems that guys are trying to claim that English teaching is dead. Guys are saying there's no more jobs. The market is saturated. You missed the opportunity, man. AI is replacing all the English teacher jobs, man. It's done. It's over. The world doesn't want to learn English anymore. Let me translate what that actually means. So a lot of guys have been pretty lazy in their applications of getting English teacher jobs. They got weak resumes. They don't do well in the interviews. Maybe they apply at the inconvenient time of year for the school. And a lot of these guys have the false expectation that school should just be impressed if you show up with an American passport. The fact is that the market is not dead, but your application strategy might be out of date and therefore dead. There's a huge difference between a dead market and a market that doesn't reward lazy applicants. The fact is that your application strategy might be out of date. A dead market has no demand, no students paying, no schools hiring, no platforms, no private tutoring, and no business English opportunities. And that is not what happened. What happened is actually pretty simple. The old easy mode of just showing up overseas and having English teaching jobs thrown at you got a little bit harder. The whole show up with a passport and get hired game is not the same as it used to be. Schools got more selective, teaching platforms got more competitive, countries tightened their paperwork requirements, and weak applicants started getting exposed. So the real question is not, are there no more teaching jobs? The real question is, are you entering the market like a serious candidate? Or are you entering like a confused tourist who just wants women, beach lifestyle, cheap rent, and freedom without being prepared like a serious teacher? So you got to be careful who you get advice from and who you let define reality to you. Because a lot of these guys saying English teaching is dead, they are not market analysts. They're disappointed applicants, bitter expats, and lazy comment section influencers who got comfortable when the barrier to English teaching jobs was lower, and they failed to adapt when the market asked for better documents, better resumes, better interviews, stronger introduction videos, and a more professional presentation. So stop letting men who failed become your market research department. A failed applicant can sound very confident online when they're telling you all the reasons that it's not going to work. But that does not mean that he understands the market. It might mean that he only understands his own personal rejection, and he wants to turn that rejection into a universal law. A man can fail for 10 different reasons and still blame the whole industry. He might have failed because he applied to the wrong country, he applied during the wrong hiring season, he has a bad resume, maybe he wasted money on a teaching certification that he thought was going to get him jobs, but actually that didn't prepare him for job interviews or job applications at all. He has no understanding of online versus in-person teaching. And then he goes online and says, there's no more jobs. This teaching market is done. There's nothing available for us. And most people who see those comments, they never actually ask deeper questions, such as, hey, what country did you apply for jobs in? What did your resume look like? Did you apply at the right time of year when schools are hiring? Did you have the correct documentation? Did you prepare for the demonstration class that a lot of schools require? Did the interview go well? Did you map out the correct visa route for that country? Instead, they just absorb the commenter's conclusion that there's no more jobs available. And that's how men stay trapped in America. Not because there's no more jobs, not because the whole world is closed, because they let another man's bad execution be the barrier that keeps them from getting where they want to go. You cannot build your exit plan by following angry Reddit posts, bitter YouTube commenters, and strangers who need everyone else to believe that the game is rigged against them. The game has changed, but that does not mean the game has vanished. A rejected applicant is not proof the market is dead. Sometimes he's only proof that bad execution gets punished. By the way, if you're tired of listening to bitter guys online and you want some real strategy to help you get overseas, I offer a free 15-minute Get Overseas strategy call. I put in the pinned comment and the description of this video. Click the link, pick a time, and we can get on the call and map out how you can use English teaching to get overseas, living a life of freedom. I'll help you understand the basic paths for how you can get overseas fast and efficiently so that you don't waste more time listening to guys who failed to accomplish their overseas dreams. So click the link and let's talk, man. Now we got this short business fable called Who Moved My Cheese, written by Spencer Johnson. The cheese represents opportunity, money, job, security, status, freedom, or whatever people are chasing. The maze that they're in represents the environment that they're trying to survive in. The whole lesson is simple. Sometimes the cheese gets moved. The old opportunity disappears. The old easy route stops working. And the old shortcut dries up. The winners in this story are the ones who accept reality fast and start moving through the new maze. The losers sit in the empty room complaining that the cheese should still be where it used to be. That's exactly what happened with English teaching. The old easy version was show up with a passport, speak English, smile, and expect the school to hire you. That era got weaker. The cheese moved. The new version requires better documents, better resumes, better interviews, better country selection, better timing, and better preparation. Schools are not just hiring native English speakers anymore. They're looking for trust, communication, reliability, presentation, classroom presence, and the ability to explain ideas clearly. Speaking English is not the same as teaching English. So the fact is that dead markets do not keep hiring teachers. They just stop rewarding confused applicants. Students still want English. Parents still pay for English. Schools still need teachers. Online teaching platforms still exist and they're growing every year. Private tutoring still exists. Business English still exists. The market did not vanish, it matured. So the lazy applicant treats English teaching like it's a last-minute escape button. He throws together a weak resume, buys the most irrelevant teaching certificate, applies to a few jobs, interviews casually, and gets angry when nobody rewards him. He wants the overseas lifestyle, but he doesn't want to become the kind of candidate that a school can trust. And then he goes online and says, there's no more jobs available. This English teaching thing is done. The strategic professional adapts to the new maze. He chooses the right country, applies at the right time of year. He cleans up his documents. He positions his resume. He practices the interview beforehand. He understands whether online or in-person teaching fits his profile. And he does not complain that the old cheese moved. He goes and finds the new cheese. So when some guys say that English teaching is dead, what they really mean is that the old easy route of getting English teaching jobs disappeared and I didn't adapt correctly. And that is not a reason for you to stay trapped in America. That's a warning to stop copying lazy applicants. The market is not dead, the cheese moved. And serious men adjust, lazy men complain. So the first thing you got to think about is the country selection and timing. China is not Thailand. Thailand is not Vietnam. Vietnam is not South Korea, and South Korea is not Cambodia. Online teaching is not classroom teaching. Teaching business English is not the same as teaching kids. A university job is not the same as teaching at a language center. A private school is not the same as an online teaching platform. So the adult question to ask is not, where can I teach English? The question is, which route fits my actual profile? And your route depends on your real situation. Like, what is your degree status? Do you have a lot of higher education? How much debt do you have? How much savings do you have? What's your timeline? What's your risk tolerance? What are your income needs? What's your country preference? What do you think about online versus in-person teaching? A man who needs to save money aggressively may need a different route than a man who wants lifestyle flexibility. A man without a degree needs a different strategy than a man with clean documents and a strong resume. And timing matters a lot more than men think. A man can fail simply because he applied to the wrong market at the wrong time with the wrong expectations. Hiring seasons matter. School calendars matter. Country rules matter. Documents matter. A serious candidate studies the entry gates before he starts throwing applications into the void. Number two, what about your resume and document positioning? Most men lose before the interview because their resume still looks like a random American resume. No teaching angle, no communication angle, no leadership angle, no training angle, no student-facing experience, no clean formatting, no background check awareness, no degree authentication awareness, no sense of what the employer needs to see. Your background has to be translated into teaching signals. Sales experience becomes communication, persuasion, customer-facing confidence, and explaining ideas clearly. Management becomes leadership, organization, training, and working with different personalities. IT becomes patience, problem solving, technical explanation, and online classroom comfort. Customer service becomes people skills, conflict handling, and staying calm under pressure. And number three is interview realism. The interview is not a casual chat. It is a performance sample. Schools are watching your energy, clarity, posture, patience, speech, confidence, and whether you can explain your ideas without rambling. They're asking themselves, will this man quit the job halfway through the semester and leave us stranded without a teacher? Is he gonna act strange with students? Is he gonna embarrass us in front of the parents of the students? Is he gonna fail to adapt to our culture here? Or is he gonna treat this job like some temporary vacation fund? So for most Flight Madness viewers, English teaching is not about becoming a teacher forever. It's the first practical bridge out of the American cost trap. It can give you a way to build baseline income, pursue a practical job or visa pathway, lower monthly pressure, and create the mental bandwidth to build the next overseas income stream. And those are the real advantages. Baseline overseas income that covers all your costs and gives you a comfortable style of living, lower cost lifestyle access, better purchasing power, stronger job market positioning, communication skill development, a path into private tutoring, online teaching upgrades, business English, making content, consulting, side hustles, and overseas entrepreneurship. A man waiting for the perfect remote tech job can waste years of his life. A man waiting for his online business to become huge can lose years off his lifespan. A man waiting for the market to feel completely safe can lose the decade. A man who builds a teaching bridge can start moving while the other men are still collecting excuses. So yeah, if English teaching sounds interesting to you, I'll put a free Quickstart English Teaching guide in the pinned comment and description of this video. Put your email and the free guide will be sent to your inbox. It'll give you an overview of the teaching field, online teaching, in-person teaching, hybrid job paths that involve in-person and online, country selection, the adjustments that you can make if you don't have a degree, teaching certificate recommendations, resume positioning, and the first steps you need to take. If you want your specific route mapped out, click the link for the free 15-minute Get Overseas strategy call. We'll look at your degree status, your savings goal, your debt, your timeline, the country options that you're thinking about, and whether online or in-person teaching makes sense for your current profile. So yeah, the teaching market is not dead, but the old lazy strategy is. Fix your route, fix your positioning, fix your preparation, and then get overseas. And I'll see you in the next video.